The market has been gradually rebounding lately. The cost of Shiba Inu has finally begun to somewhat increase. Signals from analysts are dropping. Right now, Shiba Inu is in a make-or-break predicament. But lately, something significant occurred. They removed around 151 billion Shiba Inu. It has returned. And Shiba Inu may achieve new heights as a result of this. What is going on, and what exactly am I talking about? Alright, let me clarify. Welcome to Dr. Crypto, your daily serving of Shiba. This is the spot for you if you're curious about anything related to Shiba. If you want to keep informed about all the latest news forecasts and stay ahead of the crypto industry, subscribe. To get more Shib news, be sure to click the like button. Please note that by the time you see this video, some rates may have changed. Financial advice is not included in this video. Shiba Inu is displaying some indications of life. The price recovered yesterday after a recent violent collapse. Less than 1% has been added. Although it wasn't precisely a huge gathering, the tone was completely changed by that little gesture. All of a sudden, something seems off. Bullish chatter about Shiba Inu has returned, as if it had recently made a spectacular resurgence. It seems as if the collision never took place. On the other hand, things aren't as fantastic as they seem when you stand back and consider the whole picture. With an almost 5% loss, Shiba is still in the red on the weekly chart. Therefore, even if the little comeback from yesterday was pleasant, much more work has to be done before we can truly call it a recovery. This is when things start to get interesting. The price movement of Shiba Inu is not arbitrary. In fact, a pattern that hasn't been seen since July of last year was developed. As one expert pointed out, the current decline in price coincides exactly with a death cross on Shiba Inu's daily graph. If you are unfamiliar, a death cross occurs when the shorter-term moving average falls below the longer-term one. The negative momentum may persist for some time, since it is often seen as a negative indication. In fact, we haven't seen a large death cross since 2025. The latest big moving average crossing in Shiba Inu was a golden cross, which occurs when the short-term average rises above the long-term average. After that incident in November, Shiba Inu reached unprecedented heights around a month later. We may thus be facing a similar situation this time around if history repeats itself, a time when prices remain steady before Shiba Inu's next major move. Here's an intriguing fact. Shiba Inu trillionaires are gradually vanishing. There may be a significant indication for the remaining holders since the number of wallets containing trillions of Shiba Inu is rapidly decreasing. It's not exactly a positive image painted by the on-chain statistics. It may become more difficult for prices to remain stable as a result of increased selling pressure in the marketplace when these large investors begin to reduce their holdings. Over 1 trillion Shiba Inu are now in only 49 wallets, which is a significant decrease from before. Seeing these big holdings numbers decline this much is obviously something to watch, since they have traditionally been crucial to maintaining market stability. It implies that a few of the largest investors may be selling their Shiba Inu or distributing their ownership across many wallets. Whether it's a change in market approach or an indication that the major players' confidence is eroding, this adjustment might have a long-term effect on Shiba Inu's future. However, there is something you should still be aware of concerning Shiba Inu, and this might potentially have a positive impact on the community, because a new set of trillionaires has been emerging as the old ones are vanishing. Almost 360 new Shiba Inu millionaires have been identified in the last 12 months. You're correct, from slightly under 600 to over 950, wallets containing Shiba Inu valued at least $1 million increased. And throughout that period, the token's price rose impressively, coinciding with this growth. It's no secret that Shiba Inu have seen their share of highs and lows. The fact that high-worth holders are really growing is what's so intriguing. Significant sums of Shiba Inu are piling up in wallets, which may indicate that major players are covertly amassing. There are now more locations with Shiba Inu valued at over $10 million. This kind of activity often indicates that whales or perhaps some institutional investors are becoming more interested. It seems that some wealthy investors are still placing bets on Shiba Inu future despite the recent upheaval. What's even more amazing is that Shiba Inu just becomes stronger. It turns out that over 840,000 fresh addresses have been added to Shiba Inu, which pushed the community into a frenzy after discovering this information online. The number of new users entering the ecosystem is enormous. Despite all of the pricing difficulties in 2024, particularly after that significant decline from its highest point, Shiba Inu has been steadily increasing in the background. The overall number of addresses that own Shiba Inu has increased dramatically in the last 12 months, according to blockchain statistics. Thus, compared to 2023-2024, Shiba Inu grew significantly more in the last year. It is important to note that a significant portion of this growth originates from addresses that do not yet have any balance. These numbers have increased, nevertheless, even if we limit our attention to addresses that really own Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu interest seems to be growing, as seen by the large number of new addresses that continue to appear. It's acting in the other way. More individuals are participating, whether they are holding, purchasing, or just putting up wallets in anticipation of a major event. This is when things get insane. Speaking of large numbers, Coinbase recently revealed that a mysterious whale was interacting with Shiba Inu in some very impressive ways. Things are undoubtedly going on behind the scenes, despite the fact that the cryptocurrency market has been rather quiet recently. Exchanges are maintaining their wallets, whales are moving their holdings, and large transactions are still occurring. Amidst all of this, a really intriguing incident involving Shiba Inu occurred. An unidentified wallet abruptly transferred all of the astounding sum of Shiba Inu, which was valued a few million dollars, to Coinbase only 1 week after it was acquired. This is the strange part, however. In 2 different transactions shortly after, those identical tokens were taken back from Coinbase, but a week later they were returned back to the exchange in a single, massive transfer. No one is certain of what is happening here. It may be a major player shifting their holdings, a whale cashing out, or something else completely. However, actions such as these often indicate that a significant event is about to happen in the Shiba Inu market, regardless of cause. And when it seemed like things couldn't get much greater, Shiba Inu was the target of another exchange. Recently, Binance US reinstated the Shiba Inu and USD trading pair, which has the potential to cause significant disruptions. Because it makes trading Shiba Inu even simpler, this is a huge thing. Now that direct USD access is available again, traders may purchase or sell without having to go through additional steps, which may spark new activity. Additionally, if trade volume increases, we could see the resurgence of some genuine momentum. This kind of action might cause costs to skyrocket. And it will undoubtedly return soon with such significant actions. Accessibility increases interest, and interest in turn increases demand. The Shiba Inu may be poised for greatness if enough merchants return. Additionally, investors are once again feeling the buzz as a result of the accumulation of optimistic news. Indeed, one expert recently said that Shiba Inu may reap enormous profits in 2025. Recently, Shiba Inu's trading volume has increased, leaping by a significant amount and driving the price up into higher trend lines. Here's the problem, however. The market is still dominated by bears, despite the appearance of a potential bull run. Shiba Inu has suffered over the last month, going from a higher pricing bracket to a lower one. However, the patterns are indicating some genuine promise. If everything goes according to plan, Shiba Inu may be headed back to those eras of enormous profits. But there's also a risk it can drop considerably lower before rising again if its resistance level fails to hold. It's a war between buyers and sellers at the moment, but with all the excitement growing, things may change drastically very soon. Given all of these market fluctuations, uncertainty, and anxiety, perhaps the wisest course of action at this time is to maintain your optimism and faith. Just like Lucy, Shiba Inu head marketer, said in her tweet. To put it simply, when everything is down, it's simple to begin to have doubts, to jump ship, and to pursue assets that seem to have a greater chance of performing. But don't let fear control you. she made plain. She made it very obvious that you should not incite fear, follow your gut, and only purchase what you trust in. She even said that she is happier with her current situation, more self-assured than before, and continues to purchase tiny quantities whenever she can. It serves as a reminder of the cycles in markets and the need of patience. There have been difficult times for Shiba Inu in the past, but they have also made some amazing returns. This might be simply another part of that tale. But how do you feel about this? Post a comment below. The day is over now. Remember to give it a big thumbs up. To see our most recent material, share it, and subscribe to the channel.